Hey everybody, two comic book dudes here, trying to go through the last couple weeks of comics. We got a little bit behind, but we thought we'd do one big, massive haul show for you, get them all done, and get back on track for this next week. So I'm Aaron, editor-in-chief of Comic Booked,
Hey everybody, Justin, managing editor over at Comic Book.
and it's
Massive
working.
haul week.
Yeah, for sure, it's working a lot better with you without your headset, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, we'll have to do some tests. Maybe I'll get rid of mine too. I think it helps on my end to filter out some of the other noise that could be going on in the background. But anyway, lots of stuff going on this week. Of course, Thanksgiving, for those of you who celebrate that. I mean, who doesn't celebrate turkey, right?
I
Because
guess
that's what
anyone not in America.
that's true, because they don't really have a reason to be thankful.
Not. Maybe they have Canada has their own Thanksgiving.
That's true. They do, yes. That was when the pilgrims came over and settled their country first, and then they came here. No. It doesn't have anything to do with pilgrims. I don't know.
Wait a minute, where are the pilgrims at?
There should be pilgrims in this story. Um, anyway, of course, with Thanksgiving, we have two wonderful days. Well, Black Friday used to just be Friday, and that was the sales day. Everybody went and bought all their stuff, and then it started creeping into Thursday. And I always call it Brown Thursday because you've eaten a whole bunch of crap, and then you go stand in line, and then you have to take a crap, so it becomes Brown Thursday. See, so
Ugh.
yeah, it has nothing to do with the color of the turkey when it's going in.
No.
So Brown Thursday, Black Friday, and Saturday actually they've tacked on now for comic shops is Local Comic Shop Day, which is kind of cool. It's a way to support your local comic store if you want to do that. One of the neatest things is that this year there were exclusive variant covers that are only available on this day. So if you happen to go out today and you went to your local comic shop, you could pick up. Of course, if you were like my shop, then they were limiting you to one variant cover per person,
Oh,
which is
that's
cool. It's all right. I mean, it's kind of sucky, but at least I took two of my kids, so I got three covers. So,
hey.
um, so I'll show you those real quick, and we'll go through. So Klaus #1, that came out a few weeks ago. That's the new Grant Morrison story with Dan Mora doing the artwork, and so they had a really cool looking variant cover for Klaus #1, and down on the corner you can see where it says Local Comic Shop Day.
Yeah, it looks anime-ish.
It does. It really does. It's really cool looking. And Dan Mora, he does the interior art, and he did the cover for this one too. So it's very cool though to get a variant like that. So really like that. One of our favorite companies we do regular full reviews for. Actually, we're a little bit behind, but we will be catching up. We promise. Is Valiant. And Wrath of the Eternal Warrior #1 just came out. I think last week or week before. And so this is the #1 variant cover. And you can see down at the bottom it says Local Comic Shop Day. And it's got the Eternal Warrior getting eaten by some monster thingies. So it's pretty cool as a variant. I thought that was neat.
Yeah.
And I don't know who does the art on that, but very neat. And then one of my new favorite books, and I did pick up #1 and read it. Very cool story from Dark Circle Comics, which is the branch of Archie. The Hangman #1 came out, and I got a cool variant, but this is the neat variant for today. You can see down here in the corner, Local Comic Shop Day. But it's just, I love the colors, the black and the red, a really cool contrast. And this is an interesting story because this is about a guy who he is the hangman, and he goes after these bad guys who've escaped justice and brings them to justice. Well, at the end of this first book, which just came out a couple weeks ago, so I can spoil it, he hooks some guy up over the light pole, and that guy dies, and then he's like, justice has been served. And then all of a sudden there's a light, and he's like, I'm ascending, and he disappears. So it sounds to me like the mantle of the hangman is going to get passed on to somebody else. So it's almost like a power that gets passed from person to person. So it's a cool book. If you get a chance to pick this up, Dark Circle Comics is the affiliate of Archie, where they're putting some of their more serious books. But yeah, definitely cool that you can get some of these variant covers today as part of Local Comic Shop Day, a way to support your local comic stores. So very neat. And you said you didn't go out today?
No, I did yard work.
Okay. Almost as fun. All right, so I have a couple of Vertigo books that I picked up, and I think one of them's from last week, one of them's from this week. Did you get anything from Vertigo?
Nope.
Okay, so they're two #2s. Clean Room, number 2, which is the new Gail Simone book. Um, really a very interesting story so far. There's some kind of a cult that this woman's brother joined, and he went in through this whole process, and one day he came home and blew his brains out. And so this girl is
Sweet.
an investigative reporter trying to figure out what happened. But there's also another story where these 2 cops come in and they find this guy all twisted up like a pretzel and dead, his hands slashed, but there's no blood, no fingerprints, no nothing in the whole place. So the room that he's in is clean. But that's not the clean room that the title necessarily is talking about. The clean room is actually this room that the cult uses to kind of get inside of people's minds and try to expose their fears and things. It's very, very interesting. Really cool art. Definitely some mature themes, but it's pretty cool. And that's kind of what Vertigo's all about anyway, right?
Right.
And then the other one is
art. Tell it DC.
Exactly. Yep. And the other one is Art Ops, which this is an amazing book so far. Mike Allred it does the artwork, and somebody Simon. I can't remember who the writer is. I'm sorry. I bagged and boarded it already because I read it. But it's pretty cool. It's Art Ops is this team that's out to protect all of the art of the world, because art is actually living things, and they have these things that allow the characters in the art to come out. So like the Mona Lisa and other things. There's some evil woman who's trying to destroy or basically, destroy all art. So she had the David, Michelangelo's David tied up, and she injects him with something, and he gets all deformed, like diseased. Pretty cool. And then this main character guy, he has this arm that's made of paint because he got it ripped off in some battle, and it's really interesting. It's very cool. His mom was actually the leader of Art Ops, and they all just disappeared one day.
Oh, weird.
So there's kind of a back and forth between 1986 when she disappeared, or 1987, and the current time. So it's pretty cool. And I think this is going to be ongoing. So, yep. But other than that, I actually have quite a bit of DC this week, which is surprising. You have some DC books you want to talk about?
From last week and this week? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I have like 7.5 DC books.
3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7. 3 of them are all the same.
Would you get variant covers to Dark Knight?
Yeah. Can I show you? Can I show that?
You what?
Well, I got cool variant covers, like store exclusive variants. What?
No, I'm just happy that I guessed that.
Yeah. So no, this one was cool. It's actually printed with Beyond Comics, which is my local comic shop. Dark Knight 3, number 1. So it was a cool cover, because you got the Joker and you got Batman there. I really like that. But then our store also purchased an original piece of art, and had 2 different variants available. One is the black and white sketch,
Nice.
which is awesome. Really, really like that. And then the other is the full colored picture.
How much cover price were those?
Well, so they had a pre-order deal, where I got all 3 of these books for $30. So I got the colored, the black and white, and the store variant for $30. I think they're selling these for, I want to say 10 or 12, and then the black and white ones are selling for 20 now. And then the store variants are like $5.99 or $6.99 or whatever. So
yeah, I think the cheapest variants my store had were like $14.99. So no,
wow,
I buy too many books. If I only bought Batman, sure.
Right.
But I buy too many books for that.
Yeah, if they wouldn't have that deal, I mean, I wanted to get one set of them, and I took them home. I bagged them. I didn't even look at them. I just bagged them right away. I'll probably go back in and buy another one to read.
You can get the regular cover.
Yeah, actually, they had a local comic shop covered today, which I really wanted, but I didn't. Only having 3 people with me, or 2 people with me.
The Atom story that we get in here, we get an extra Atom book.
Cool.
It's actually pretty cool.
Oh, very neat. So let's talk about that, because I didn't even look at that. You read it already?
I've looked through it. I haven't read the Atom part, but it looks really cool, and I jumped around in the story, so I
Okay.
mean, there's a scene where he's like looking at something through a microscope, and he's the size of the microscope. So
Very cool. What
yeah,
about that? What about DK3? What did you think about it?
I liked it a lot better than The Dark Knight Strikes Again.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, that one kind of was like the
yeah, it was a valley, and this is climbing
yeah.
back up the hill. So I don't know. For the first issue, I liked it.
Okay.
There's
I
some
heard a
things
lot of
in here that you
complaints.
won't be expecting. I'll say that.
Really?
So,
Okay.
yeah,
Interesting.
you,
I
you
heard.
can you can tell that it's not Frank Miller though.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought I
there's
heard a lot of people
influences, but it's
complain.
not all him. Sorry. Hmm.
I heard a lot of people complain about it. I heard one guy posted that it was 6 pages of art and that was it, and it was pretty pointless. Or 6 pages of story, and it just seemed really sad. Um, so I don't know. I thought it looked interesting. I mean, I liked the first two series. I mean, I like obviously the first one a lot better than the second one.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna have to go back and reread those two originals just to remember where are we, so I can get into this one. And there's
Yeah,
going to be a fourth, from what I understand too.
yeah, that's the talk now, and and what they're saying is the fourth one would just be Frank Miller. Brian Azzarello may not be on that one.
Okay, interesting.
So
That's
we'll
too
see.
bad because I like his. I don't know. Okay. All right. Well, go ahead with one of your other books then.
Well, keeping with the Batman theme, last week I picked up Batman Europa,
Oh,
#1,
interesting. Okay.
11 years in the making.
Gosh.
And it's amazing because Jim Lee does the art. Enough
Wow.
said. Enough said
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, that's
Jim
worth
Lee,
picking up.
he's back doing Batman, and it's like he's gone a little artsy crazy, but it looks amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I always liked his stuff for sure.
And this
From
one's cool. I don't know if you're not going to pick it up or whatever, but the cool thing about this one is that there's something going on. Batman needs to go to Germany, right?
okay.
But to solve whatever's going on, he's got to take the Joker with him because the Joker has a little bit of information that Batman needs.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's like Batman, the Joker, and somebody else. They've all got the little piece of information, and we're all given that little piece of information so that they would have to be together. It's kind of weird.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
very interesting. Okay. Well, I picked up the last issue of Bizarro, #6. It looks like he's finally making it to Canada or something in this issue. But yeah, him and Jimmy Olsen have basically traveled across the country on an adventure. Jimmy just wanted to go with him and kind of record all of his stupid things and then sell a book.
Right.
And Bizarro found out last issue and just kind of took off and left Jimmy. So it's this issue we're just going to find out kind of what's the finale, what's the wrap up of this storyline. Batmite was excellent miniseries, so this hopefully this goes the same way. And actually, Batmite kind of alluded to the fact that there may be an ongoing series. So, but yeah, for now, Bizarro.
All right. Next, I'm just going to continue with my Batman theme here. And I got Batman and Robin Eternal issues 7 and 8.
Cool.
I have not read 7 yet, so I don't know what happened.
Okay. Still liking it though. I mean,
Yeah, I'm still liking it. It's like I said, like I always say about it, it was way more fun than Batman Eternal. Like you're actually getting the Bat family to do things, and you have Dick Grayson in Gotham and not off being a spy.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I did want to mention too to everybody out there that this is a big show this time. It's actually stuffed with comics, like turkey stuffing, Thanksgiving. Anyway, next book. I got Justice League 3001.
Hey, number
you
6.
Get that one? This is number 6.
Uh-uh.
Yep. You didn't get this?
I got up to 4 and I haven't read them, so I made myself
okay.
stop buying them until I actually get caught up on the story.
It's very interesting. You know, we've got at this point. I don't even know what's going on here yet. I'll have to flip back through, but I know we've got like a Harley Quinn character showing up, and some other characters that have entered the fray here, and Supergirl. Of course, Supergirl woke up a couple issues ago, and it's like, oh, are you the real Supergirl? Or are you a clone Supergirl? And she's the real Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
So she's, of course, mad at Clark for some of the comments that he makes. And anyway, it's very interesting. We've got, I think Lois Lane finally getting ready to rear her ugly head and expose the fact that she's Lois Lane and not the other lady, whatever her name is. So It's been a good series so far.
Yeah, I like the art in it too.
Yeah, yeah. I've only
Let's
got
see.
2 books left, so.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I've got 3, but I think. All right, I'll go with one that I don't think you have. Wonder Woman issue 46.
Nope.
The Price of War. So.
Now this is
Um,
what, issue 2 or 3 with her new outfit.
it's actually been going. Actually, no, it's like 5 or 6. It's
Oh
whenever
wow.
Meredith and David Finch took over,
Okay.
and they're still doing it, so it's still great. Still great art. I like Meredith Finch's story. This is just kind of going on the more lines of like, you know, Wonder Woman's also now the god of war, so she's
Yeah.
having to interact with that and deal with things. So she's like stretched pretty thin throughout this book, but it's pretty good.
Okay. That's cool. All right. I picked up issue 22 of Harley Quinn, and I think that came out this week, as opposed to last week. But it's been a pretty good story so far. She's spent some time out in L.A. doing her thing in Hollywood area, and now she's heading back to Brooklyn to get back into the swing of things. Haha, mallet joke. So we'll see how that goes. But it looks like she's fighting off some more of the. I don't know who these people are on the front. Some girls in white outfits.
I don't know.
I don't know, but she's got her crew of Harleys, that are helping her. She had decided several issues ago that she needed an army to help her because there's such an army of crime out there, and they've been doing some good things around the city. So it's pretty interesting.
Nice. All right, next, The Flash issue 46.
Cool.
Dead End is what this one is. But we got, we're still dealing with Zoom. Barry's trying to deal with that. We have future Wally West still around that I'm not a fan of, but it is what it is.
Yep. Okay.
But still, Brett Booth, Van Jensen, Robert Venditti, they've been on this book since about issue 30 now.
Nice.
So I don't know. That seems rare for a team to like 3 people, no less, to be on a book for 16 issues.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the time you'll see the writer, but then the artist will change, or writer and artist, but then some other guys will change. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, the annuals are the only ones that have been different.
Okay.
But the regular book has stayed true to who's on it. So I thought that was really cool.
Awesome. And it looks to me like no, we still don't have an ending yet. The last one, yeah, we know what that is, right? He-Man Attorney War, number 12.
Yeah, but
big things.
Big things happen in this issue.
Yeah, I haven't read this yet.
Okay, but, well, don't flip through it because it'll spoil it if you get toward the back.
Okay. It really, I mean, there's been a lot of stuff because, like, before, we know that the Hiss, the bad guy, has replaced Prince Adam at some time in the past, right? So it's not really Prince Adam anymore. It's not really He-Man. It's this Hiss guy who had actually replaced King Randor a while back. So there was I think 5 or 6 issues ago where we had the break where Hordak had been defeated and Skeletor had taken over power, and then all of a sudden it's like there's no He-Man anymore. Well, mainly because Hiss couldn't become He-Man, and so it was interesting. So we'll see how that all plays out here in this issue.
Yep,
lots of stuff going on.
There's a change in this issue for that.
Cool, very cool. Well, we're at the end of the first year for the Eternity War, so we'll see what happens.
And I thought this was just going to be a mini-series,
Yeah, no, it looks like it's a good ongoing, so, definitely to be continued, right?
Yep.
So I have some Boom 3, 4, 5, 6 books.
Well, I have a DC IDW.
Oh, go ahead.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Green Lantern, Star Trek Green Lantern, issue 5 of 6. Only one more to go.
Awesome.
This has been a really fun story. I mean, it's a weird crossover, but it's a fun crossover. We got Sinestro showing up.
That's cool.
If you're a Star Trek fan or a Green Lantern fan, you're gonna love this because it's just a fun book. So that's IDW cool. And DC, which I think it's really more IDW that does this book than DC, is doing a really good job with it. So.
Cool. Yeah, they have some really good high quality stuff. So I have about 5 books from IDW, and actually one's a team up with IDW and Comics Experience, so we'll do that one last. But do you have any other IDW books?
No, I have Image and Marvel left.
Okay. So Boy One #4 came out this week. This has been really interesting. This main character is they're basically hunting him down, trying to catch him because he's got like this gene that everybody wants. It's just a really interesting story. Cool artwork, just pretty neat. So it's if you like, store like Clone or Y the Last Man, those kind of stories. This is that kind of a story. It's really pretty cool, and I love the art on the cover.
Yeah, the cover looks crazy.
Yeah, pretty cool. So worth picking up to try out. And it's only issue 4, so you should be able to go back and get the first 3 issues. Onyx #3 was out this week. Did you pick that up?
Mm-mm.
I thought you'd been getting that book.
No, I remember I wanted to get it. I don't think I ever saw that. Like the first issue was sold out or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, this has been pretty cool. You have this female character who came in and to Earth and is trying to stop this contagion from taking over the planet. So really, really an interesting story. You've got some evolved human monster creature alien things that they're fighting against, and it's crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on in this book. Continuing the high quality stuff from Kevin Eastman and Simon Bisley, Fistful of Blood. Just a great book. The Western supernatural sci-fi kind of book. It's just really cool. It was originally a webcomic, and then they've they remastered it, so they're basically colorizing it, redoing the artwork, and putting it together as a comic. And when you start out the book like this,
yep,
then it's all uphill from there. So cool stuff. I love Simon Bisley's art and Kevin Eastman's stories. He was one of the founders of Ninja Turtles and heavy metal. He owned heavy metal. So definitely some influences from that, but just pretty cool stuff.
Nice.
If you like that kind of a story. And right along those lines, Godzilla in Hell #5. As Godzilla continues his rampage through hell, defeating himself and other creatures over and over again, and getting defeated and coming back and defeating them, and just overall tearing stuff up. So it's cool. Not a lot of words to read. A really cool artwork. I love this shot right off in the first couple pages of Godzilla in the pouring rain or whatever. So pretty cool. If you're a Godzilla fan, it's a neat story. And then issue 3 of Tet, set during the Tet Offensive in Vietnam. Really a cool story so far. Very well written. And the artwork is good. It's pretty basic art, but overall it's good stuff. And it's told in 2 sequences. It's told in past and present. Tell the story during the Tet Offensive, and then the story during now, from the guy who survived and what he's going through in his life. So pretty cool. Gotcha. All right, continuing through, I'll try to make this as fast as possible. Escape from New York, #12, out this week. And we'll find out what Snake does to the president now that he's kind of taken back over in New York. We don't know. The bombs are coming. They're ready to nuke all of New York to wipe out the threat there. So we'll see what happens. Hacktivist, Volume 2, Issue 5. This has been a great series again. Ed is back working with caught up with one of the hackers that had subverted his algorithm, and he's trying to use them to help fight back against this group called Castle. I believe they're called, or Rook or something. Was it Forge? I can't remember. There's 2 or 3 other books that are all similar in the names of the bad guys.
Gotcha.
And I can't remember what it was called. Shoot.
Dang.
Oh well, whatever. But it's really a cool series. This is the one that has Alyssa Milano's name attached to it as far as helping the story. So pretty interesting series.
She's semi-writing it, right?
Yes. I think she came up with the idea, and she's got a person helping her write it. So it's cool.
Oh, okay, cool.
Another Kurt Russell property, Big Trouble in Little China. This is issue 18. of that. Been a great story. Jack Burton's back in the present time. He's got his truck back. Things seem to be going well, but that we have a big bad demon guy from last issue who was basically running this. He was in a casino, like a demon casino, and some things have to happen between him and Jack, and it's not pretty. So it's been a good series, though. Wild's End, Enemy Within, number 3. This is the sequel to the Wild's End series from last year. Dan Abnett writing this, and really, really a cool series. It's anthropomorphic animals set in kind of a rural England area, English area, with War of the Worlds type take on the whole story. These aliens land and they have to fight back against them, and then now the military have them and they're questioning them, trying to figure out what to do. In the last issue, there was an alien thing, and it kind of came to life, and they're trying to escape from it. So, pretty neat. Munchkin, number 11. Again, great series, really fun. Nice art. It's got decent art. And then every book, of course, has a card that you can peel off and play in your regular Munchkin card game deck. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, neat stuff. And last one is Cognetic, and this is a really interesting series. That first book just completely twisted around to where I didn't expect it to go. You've got kind of a brother and sister, almost godlike creatures that are up on top of the Empire State Building, getting ready to duke it out, and they've taken control of a bunch of people. It's just really, really cool.
Yeah,
a neat story, and that's by James Tynion the fourth. So, yeah, I hadn't heard of him before, but really a cool series. A couple books from Dynamite. 4, actually. One's a back issue, so I did pick this one up. I was not able to get a copy of Grumpy Cat number 1, Grumpy Cat and Pokey, but I did finally pick it up. I love this cover because look what Grumpy Cat is tearing in half.
Oh my gosh.
And then down here on the ground, on the floor in front of him, is a copy of Amazing Fantasy. The Spider-Man swinging on the cover, it's all shredded. It's really funny. But this is hilarious. It's a collection of stories from Grumpy Cat and Pokey, and just a lot of fun stuff. I got The Spirit number 5, and I got to make sure I got number 4 because this has been a good series. Will Eisner's The Spirit, Matt Wagner's writing this, and it's excellent. Really a cool way to kind of bring the Spirit back into, make him relevant for nowadays. It's a fun series. Really like that one.
What did you think of the movie? Did you ever see the movie?
I liked the movie. It was was it Frank Miller worked on that one?
I mean, it looked just like a Sin City.
It movie. Did. Yep. Mm-hmm. It had that setting because you're going for that noir kind of story anyway. Right. Very black and whitish. With a lot of the red splash. I thought it was awesome. Well, but
right, I did too. I think a lot of the criticism I heard was that the characters were too over the top. And I'm like,
that's what it was all about.
It's work of fiction.
That's like going, I don't like Superman because men can't really fly.
Yeah.
That's not real. I'm not going to watch a movie that's not real. Whatever.
Yeah. I know people like that, and I'm like, you're missing the whole point. Your life sucks.
Yeah. Stupid. Anyway, John Carter, Warlord of Mars, number 13. This has been pretty cool. Last issue, I think they've finally come to an understanding of what they need to do to save Mars. They had met one of the ancients who was still alive, and he was basically going to kill him. And they're like, well, no, don't kill us. You can live here in your temple, and we're going to take off. We think we figured out what to do to save Mars. So we'll see if they are able to do it this issue.
I'm gonna jump in with a book here.
Okay.
Just because we should have cover wars with that one and this one. You might win.
I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any danglies on hers over there, Robin. But that is cool. Is that the holiday cover?
Yeah, this is cover C.
Nice.
Yep. This was the one I wanted. And they only had this one left.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, mine.
Our shop is cut way down. He's cut down to like 1 or 2 copies of each book, and that's it. So he's not getting the variants before like he was before. And he complained because they're requiring you to buy so many of each copy, and to get the variants, and he just didn't like that. So, whatever. But that is a cool book, and we'll be reviewing that. We reviewed that this last week, right?
We did. Yep.
So
it's on our Just Another Zenescope Monday, number 17?
I think so, yeah. Whatever the latest one is. So if you look on there and you just go down through the list, you'll see Just Another Zenescope Monday from this past Monday, and it was that was a good one. We had just one book or two. I think we had 2 books, right?
I want to say it was just that one. No, wait.
We had the holiday one
last week. This was last week. We haven't done it this week.
Okay, because we had that and the holiday one from this past week.
Yep. But this was the holiday special. It says
okay, cool.
Down here.
Oh yeah. And that was a good story.
Yep. Like I said, it's a $6 book. And if they had any of the other covers, I wouldn't have gotten it. But I wanted this cover when I saw it when we were doing the Zenescope show. I was like, I want that cover. It just looks, it's a really cool cover.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Cullen Bunn's writing Voltron from the Ashes. Issue 3 came out this week. It's an awesome cover. It's really a good story. It's set in the future after Voltron's kind of decimated the evil forces. Now it's been hundreds of years, and people are just like, oh, Voltron, blah, 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 but there's some evil coming, and Voltron needs to be resurrected. And so it's and it's kind of about the crew that's going to be manning Voltron. So.
Right. Well, if you remember, you remember Voltron back in the day, that first episode, they were all like space rangers or whatever, and then landed on that planet and figured out Voltron or whatever, Yeah. So it's just kind of like the restarting. It's like a new telling of a new, you're getting like a new team, I guess, or whatever. So
yeah.
That's cool.
Pretty cool. And what was it? Gotcha Man was the original. Wasn't that? No, that was different. That was Battle of the Planets was Gotcha Man. That was different. But the same kind of a world. I think that was all Bandai and all that stuff. So
yeah.
Anyway. How about Dark Horse next? Got some good Dark Horse books this week and last week. Picked up The Rook #2. Great ominous looking cover there. This is pretty cool. This guy's like a super spy kind of sci-fi guy, and it's a really interesting story. This is written by Stephen Grant and the art by Paul Galassi, and I've really been impressed with it so far. That first issue had a really cool story to it. It's kind of sci-fi, supernaturally kind of stuff, but if you're interested in just reading something new, check out Dark Horse, the Rook. And #1 was out a few weeks ago, and then #2 was out either this past week or week before.
The title feels like it could be a Zenescope book.
Yeah. It's really cool, and it's got a girl with some leaves wrapped around her, so it definitely could be a Zenescope cover.
Huh.
Yeah, it's good though. Donnie Cates is doing the Paybacks, and this is issue 3 out this week. Really a fun book. This is so cool because these are the guys when superheroes can't pay for their stuff, they come and take it back. So, you buy your underwater lair and you stop making payments, they show up to repossess everything. It's pretty cool stuff. Nice. Some of them are, they're all kind of expendable, and they're working off their own debt. So when they go and they they take somebody's stuff back, they repossess somebody's stuff, then that person kind of goes into hock to them and has to go work for the paybacks, work off their debt. So it's cool.
So it's like a superhero kind of twist on Repo.
Yeah. It's really a neat series.
Cool.
Fight Club 2 #7 is out this I think past week, and it's
talk about it.
It's just a crazy book.
That's all you can say. You can't talk about it.
I know I can't. But if you like Fight Club, the original movie, you will love this series. It's just picked up right from the movie. Chuck Palahniuk is doing the work on it, and it's excellent. It's good. That's all I can say. Not allowed. This is one of the cooler books that I read, Adam Point 3, and this is issue 4, and it is the sideways opening book. So it's kind of cool. If I can even open it, that's awful. So it opens this way, which makes for some interesting panels, because you can have the whole
Right.
length of the inside pages giving you a full picture. But there's something attacking their world, and so the neat thing is this looks like a 5-issue miniseries. It's based on SEEDS, seeds, which is here on the front. Each one stands for a different letter. Each letter stands for a different word. So this word this month is D and it's death. So death comes to Adam.3's world.
Nice.
Scott Collins is writing this, and the artwork is by and Scott Collins doing the artwork too. So it's really, really good. I really like this. So if you want to read kind of an interesting Tarzan sci-fi kind of story, Adam.3, definitely. I have one book from Dark Circle. This is chapter 7 of The Black Hood, and it's part 1 of the new story, and I got the cool variant.
Nice.
I love that variant cover. It's awesome. In this one, he's basically fighting back against these crusaders promising salvation to wayward youths in the city in Philadelphia. And so Greg's got to fight back against these guys because there's something going on with these guys. He's got to find out what it is. So it's cool. It's been a good story. Really, really good.
Cool.
Issue 2 of Coming of Rage, Wes Craven and Steve Niles' book, is out, I think, this week. And, with Wes Craven passing away a few weeks ago, I had to pick this up because this is his last work. This is the last thing he worked on. So Wes Craven, of course, Nightmare on Elm Street, classic horror, just such a prolific body of work that he's done. To have him teaming up with Steve Niles and doing this book, I was pretty excited. So just looks really good. The first issue was really twisty and just crazy, and so we'll see. It's a werewolf and a zombie and a ghost, I think, or something. The werewolf vampire and a zombie or something like that. So pretty funny. Archie Comics stuff. Jughead #2 came out. This is Chip Zdarsky working on this, and it's been a good series so far. Interesting reimagining of Riverdale and all the different characters. And Chip Zdarsky's writing it. So if you like sex criminals and whatever the other sex books that he's working on, and you want to read something a little different, this is a little different.
Nice.
And then Archie #4 came out this week, and this is Mark Waid and Annie Wu. And finally, the lipstick incident will be revealed.
Dun, dun,
so the last 3 issues, we've heard about the lipstick incident, and that's why him and Betty broke up, and why he's chasing Veronica now. And so it's like, now we're going to find out what that is, and whether it was really anything at all. So, yeah.
I'm being attacked by Dan.
I saw that. That's all right.
Here's the #2. Okay.
Providence #6 is out this week, or last week. I don't know which. But this is the cool Cthulhu Lovecraftian world that, how many you got? 2 of them climbing all over you? Very interesting story. You've got a guy who used to be a reporter who's trying to write a book, but he's really trying to find out about this secret book and the secret cult, and just delve more and more, deeper and deeper into the world of the Elder Gods. And he's just uncovering some crazy crap as he travels around different parts of New England. Very interesting. This was good. Puppet Master #9 from Action Lab. I really like this series. The last issue was excellent. Little kid.
Like that comes out pretty quickly.
It seems like, as I think just 2 weeks ago, I got the other issue. Got the last issue. Well, I just finished reading it, so yeah, it had to be 2 weeks ago. But yeah, the kid. Well, we had 2 issues a couple weeks before, and then we had 1 issue last week, or a couple weeks ago, and then this one. But there's a kid in an orphanage who has been looking for this person, Camille, who was like a wooden woman who has been terrorizing some of the kids in the orphanage. And so he's supposed to find out about her now and what's going on. It's been interesting because this girl showed up and killed 3 of these bullies, or 2 bullies who had been bullying him. And, gutted one of them and then hung the other kid with the one kid's guts. So pretty gruesome.
There you go.
And then what they basically said was the other kid, the 3rd kid who was a bully, he did that. He snapped and killed those other 2. So they're blaming it on him. So basically, all three of them end up getting out of the kid's life, and the kid's like, "Oh, great, but I'm pretty sure Camille did this, and I want to find her." So
Jeez.
he goes up to Bodega Bay Inn, and he finds the puppets. So, all right, down to Image. Yay, Image.
Image.
Okay.
I have two.
Okay, I have a lot.
I think you got one of them.
Okay. Let me do a couple that I know you don't have, and then we'll.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. Big finale, final issue, Witchblade 185, the last Witchblade book.
Well, the last Sarah Pacelli Witchblade.
This is the finale of the series. This is the end of the series itself. They may relaunch with a new number 1, but this is the last, like, Witchblade.
Volume 1, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this has been an ongoing series now for what? I mean, 15 years?
I mean, it came out in like 96, 97, somewhere in there. I remember having the first issue back in the day.
Yeah,
probably like 10 to 15 issues anyway.
Yeah, so it's been a long ongoing series. It's excellent. I've got books, I've got issues back from like the 30s and the 20s, but this is 185. This is the finale for the series. So, and on the back is Switch, which is just an excellent book so far. And it's almost like this is the next story, like who gets the Witchblade next. But it incorporates all the different bearers from the past, which is really cool. It's a neat way of telling the story. So I've really liked this so far, both of those. But yeah, I had to get that. I mean, it's just sad because I'll miss her. Postal number 8 was out this week or last week. I don't know.
This week.
Okay, it's good book. It's a town that's kind of like a prison for these people who are almost in a protective custody kind of thing, or a witness protection, and everybody's bad. Everybody's got some evil thing going on for them. But the kid is the postal worker. He basically delivers the mail. He's autistic, but he kind of knows everything that's going on. Found out about his mom having killed his sister because of trying to cover up some secrets. And he's not happy about that. So it's been a good book. Okay, let's go with yours.
Invincible 125.
I do
Part
not
2 of Reboot.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I haven't read this one yet, but I read
Still in space.
Do what?
Still in space.
No, now it's a as of last issue, or actually issue before last, the end of that one. It's like a reboot. Like he woke up the day before he got powers.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But with all of the knowledge of everything that's happened since he got powers.
Wow.
So immediately he's going out and like talking to people and saying, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. Yeah. And at the end of the last issue, he confronts his dad because his dad's like the super, bad guy. If you've read this story, he's the one who did some horrible stuff. So he confronts him before any of it starts. And so that's where we leave that last issue. So this one should be really good.
That's cool. Now, is it all going to turn out to be some kind of alien mind control thing?
Or it was all a dream or some crap?
The whole thing was a dream.
He was in the shower. Bobby was in the shower. If anybody gets that reference, put it in the comments below. That's
right. Maybe we'll give you something.
Yeah.
Oh, too funny. All right. Well, you probably got that one, I think. So I'll put that one aside. We'll do that one next. All right, Reign number 10 was out this week or last week. Excellent series. I've really liked this. It's a cool kind of medieval story, but then they find out they're on a spaceship, and then these aliens last issue were basically revealing the whole thing where they had landed on the ship, and then they always like take over whatever they land on, and they were trying to steal the resources from the humans who were there. It's just crazy. This book is really, really good. If you want a cool sci-fi supernatural epic, this is it. It's an excellent series.
And you said that's issue number 10?
That's issue number 10. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And this is by Kel Simons, and Nate Stockman does the art. And the art is good.
Since it's up to 10, out there, if you're wanting to get this book, Image is super good about putting their trades out. So they've already got the trade for the first 5 issues, and Image trades are $10. So
so you can catch up on that series pretty quickly, for sure. And right along that same line, Shudder number 17 is out. Joe Keating's book. This is a really, really good series. Kate Christopher was an explorer. on an alternate Earth, kind of an Earth like ours, but it's got fantastical creatures and all that kind of stuff. She basically finds out that she's got siblings she didn't know she had, and they're all trying to kill her. So then there's some weird stuff going on where people are trying to take her and make her forget who she was. But now she's remembered, and basically she's trying to just trying to get everybody back together and save her family. And her mom turns out to be the leader of this evil cult, and she's a bad lady, and she's trying to kill her. And I mean, it's just everybody's trying to kill everybody. But it's great art. It's really a cool story. You can't beat something like that. It's just a cool story. I mean, I really like it. All right. Jim Zub is writing Wayward, and issue 11 came out for that one. This is another one you can pick up 2 trades and catch up on. It's a cool Japanese manga-ish type of story. You've got a girl who is Irish, Irish Japanese. Like her mom's Japanese, her dad's Irish. She goes to Japan to live with her mom, and she finds out that she is a weaver. She can travel the tapestries of reality. She can see them. She can change them. She can unravel them, which is really interesting. Just a really cool story, though, because you've got the Oni, the demons, and all of these different creatures trying to hunt her down and kill her. And she's kind of gathered this group of people who also have different kinds of powers, all trying to fight back against the trolls and the Oni and the Kappa and the monsters and all the other stuff. So it's cool. And they do a lot of good work incorporating all the different types of Japanese mythology into that. So it's good. All right, how about one more and then you can do one? Kaptara. Kaptara is just a crazy book. I mean, really, I don't even know. It's issue 5. This is another Chip Zdarsky book. You have naked old men with hair all over the place, and it's a space book. It's an outer space book, sci-fi kind of story, but it's just nuts. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. It's good, but it's crazy. Yep. Okay. You have one more?
Yeah, Tokyo Ghost.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I did just finish reading number 2 the other day, so I do know what was going up to that point.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
but it's good.
This one, I read this one. I liked it. I won't talk about it since you haven't read it yet. But and what I really like about this book is the fan art stuff at the back of the book.
Yeah,
they have the Tokyo Post. They have a good letters page and fan art and stuff, which you don't see in a lot of books anymore. You know, you kind of miss out on that. But the art's great. There's a beautiful piece, double page spread here.
Very cool.
So, we learn more about our hero and
Teddy. Yeah.
But it's good. You'll like it.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, the series so far has been really, really interesting. Because Daisy is her name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Daisy and Teddy.
Yep.
And I liked the last issue because it kind of goes through their origins and how they ended up where they were. And I thought it was really good. So, all right. Invisible Republic number 7 came out. This is Gabriel Hardman writing this. And it's a cool socio-political sci-fi kind of thriller. Really, really interesting story.
Cool.
Outcast number 13 is out. Robert Kirkman's story. And what's his name? Paul Azaceta is the artist. Good series so far. This one's opted for TV. There's option for TV. There's a series coming out on Cinemax, I think, next year for this. So should be pretty cool. But the series so far is really good. It's this guy who is the outcast. He basically has the power to, we don't know, feed demons, drive them out, or demons, or some kind of weird monster things that take human hosts. So we're seeing, more of the story. Best thing about this is a $2.99 book. Yeah. It's not like $4.99 like the Marvel stuff or $3.99 like the other series. So it's worth picking up if you're not already getting it.
Yep. And yeah, look at Image stuff. Image has a lot of $2.99 books. Like Invincible is $2.99. So.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Now then I pick one up. It's $3.50. The Fade Out. That's great series. Oh yeah, $3.50. Still, great series. This is number 11. I think we're coming close to wrapping up this series. It's just been a really, really good series. Ed Brubaker's writing this with Sean Phillips doing the artwork, and I really have liked this. It's set in Hollywood in like the 50s,
Mm-hmm.
so it's post World War II, but it's also a lot of the McCarthy kind of stuff. So you got one guy who's was identified as a communist and he's been blackballed, but he's working with another guy to write. There's a whole conspiracy thing with this bad guy here, Camp, who's like the main producer, where it's maybe like some things that were done with kids back in the 20s, and all that's been kind of hidden, and now it's coming to the surface, and it's been a really good murder mystery. Excellent.
Nice.
All right. And I had to pick up Black Magic #2, Greg Rucka's new book. #1 was really, really cool. This character's her last name is Magic, or her last name is Black. What is it? Detective Black. But she was called in for this in last issue, and it's cool. It's like all in sepia tones, black, kind of like black and gray and brownish.
Yeah.
But it's cool because she's a witch, and so she uses her magic in different ways while she's being a detective. And in the last issue, this guy was holding people hostage, and he asked for her specifically by name. And when she showed up, she's like, we can call this off. I can take you out of here. And he's like, no, they won't let me. So like whoever they are was controlling him. So it's a pretty cool story, but it's kind of like a cop supernatural storyline. It's pretty interesting.
Cool.
We'll have to see how it goes. And we'll see if I'm as disappointed by this as I was disappointed by the last Miller book. But Huck is Mark Miller's new take on Superman kind of character.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about that book. I'm definitely going to pick. I'm sure it looked like they had a ton, so I'm going to pick up a copy of it this week when I go.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. It's like what's that? I'm sorry.
Raphael Albuquerque does the artwork too, and I love that.
Yeah, and like you said, I heard it was like a take on a Superman story of, say, a Superman type character, but he doesn't leave his small town. He just stays there.
Right, and does suppose like random, like what was it? He can do one super thing a day. He does one helping thing per day, and whether it could be helping somebody change a tire, or it can be overthrowing a warlord in some country. So it's kind of interesting concept. That's what I understand. I haven't read it yet, but
nice.
And then he documents what he did each day. So it says on the top here, what if the person you least expected had an amazing secret? So we'll see what happens. It might be a good one. And this one, I'm looking forward to where this storyline is going. Spawn 258. Spawn is headed into hell. He basically got an angel and a demon, the clown, what's a Ravager, and this Gabriel, the angel that was working with him, to unlock this door, take him to the tunnel so that he could go straight down to hell and take on Satan himself. So, and I'll tell you, they're not excited to see him.
Oh yeah, no.
It's been a good series so far. Well, I've really liked Al Simmons coming back.
He's not controlled by hell anymore at all. Like God,
right?
All back, God gave him power. So,
yep. And now he's free of both influences, and he's on his own. And they're kind of going, oh, loose cannon. What do we do?
How do we stop Al Simmons?
Right. You don't. You tried before. He's still alive. He's coming to get you.
Yeah.
All right.
Killing me just comes back more powerful.
That's right. It's like a Jedi. Anyway, speaking of Jedis, we'll get to them in just a second, but I have one Marvel, non-Star Wars, non-regular series book, and that is The Drawing of the Three, the Lady of Shadows. This is the new miniseries, and it's issue 3 of 5, and it's talking about, we've already had the story of Eddie Dean, and we've had the stories of Roland, and now we have the stories of Odetta Holmes, and how she becomes Detta Walker and eventually Susanna, the one that joins the quartet and heads off with them in the Dark Tower series. So pretty good. Cool. And then some Star Wars stuff. So I have a few Star Wars books to talk about, just quick. Star Wars Kanan, The Last Padawan, number 8. This has been a pretty good series. I mean, it's kind of giving you background on Kanan and then some current stuff that's going on with him, kind of like pre-Rebels. So oh, that's the character from Rebels. Okay, this is kind of cool that he's showing up in here. So if you're interested in finding out more about him, it's a good book to read.
Greg Wiseman still writing that one?
Yes, Greg Wiseman is still writing that one,
Cool.
and Pepe Larraz is doing the artwork. So it's good. It's a good story. Let's see here. Jerry Dugan and Phil Noto are working on Chewbacca, and issue 4 comes out this week. They're ready to go take on the bad whatever Jaume, who's the guy who's like the warlord taking over their world. Basically has all these people working in the mine, and he's mining these larvae to sell off to the Empire. So Chewbacca showed up and crash landed on their planet by accident, and then has just kind of jumped in to help. So it's been a good series.
Cool.
I like Phil Noto's art too. So, all right. Now we start. I believe this is all going together.
Was that all your Star Wars stuff?
No, one more Star Wars book. Okay, so we got this one first. 3 more Star Wars books. Sorry, Star Wars number 12 is out this week. Next issue will kick off the integration with Vader Down, the crossovers. So this is good. It's picking up from the end of New Hope. So you got the story going on there. 12 issues in, still really good. Jason Aaron's still writing it. It's excellent. I really have enjoyed that.
Cool.
So, Vader Down, number 1. Yes, this has been a great. I really have liked the way they've treated Darth Vader so far. So really excited to see kind of what's going to happen with this story. Also, if you're, I know the artwork is beautiful. I flipped through it, and then you got these two.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you got this, Vader Down number 1, in order to get the whole story, you also should have picked up Darth Vader number 13. You need to go get that. That's part 2 of the story.
Oh, really? Oh,
yep.
So they're. I thought the main Vader title ended, and then they were starting this one.
Nope. So 13 is part 2.
So we're going to have Vader and Vader Down running side by side?
Yes. Yep. Okay. And Vader Down, I believe, is only 3 issues.
6.
Oh, it's 6 issues. Okay, so the way there's 6 parts to the story.
Oh.
So Vader Down is the beginning, and then you've got Darth Vader 13, which is part 2, and then you'll have Star Wars 13, which is part 3. Darth Vader 14 is part 4, Star Wars 14 part 5, and Darth Vader 15 is the conclusion in part 6. So Vader Down is just a 1-issue, one-off.
Oh, okay.
And then the storyline continues in the other books. So definitely worth picking them all up, though. If you really want to continue to figure out kind of what is DC doing, what is Marvel doing as far as the canon that they're establishing for the Star Wars universe, this is where they're filling in the gaps. So if you're thinking it's still the old books,
right. There's more information. You're going to get more here than what you already know.
Yes, for sure. It's good stuff. All right, then all the rest of the stuff I got is Marvel.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Marvel.
So I had one back issue. I gave in. I went ahead and picked her up. I was like, I'll read it. Now our shop did have something cool going on. There are 500 copies of the black and white cover that were created as a variant. So they're doing a deal. If you contribute $5 to Toys for Tots, you get 1 entry into a drawing for that book.
Nice.
So I may go ahead and get $20 in cash and go do that, just so I have a couple entries in it. And I mean, it's for a good cause. Toys for Tots for Christmas for deserving children, right?
Did you pick up issue number 2?
I did not. No, I just got number 1 to read. I'll see if I get number 2. But number 2 was out last week or this week?
This week.
Okay.
Right.
So what do you think? What did you think about the first issue? You like it?
I like it because of how it was done. Like it's not just Laura doing whatever. Like Logan's in there, it's like she's talking to him. Like there's stuff going on. So I think they did it really well. Where'd it go? It's and it's Tom Taylor, who I really like. So
that's cool.
Great writer.
Yeah, I think they've got good writers for everything so far. It'll be interesting just to see. I want to come back in a year and
Mm-hmm.
kind of see where things are with these storylines. Because, like, I've really liked, I loved issue 1, and I had to pick up issue 2 of the Uncanny Inhumans. I'm really interested to see where they're going with Inhumans in this new storyline. You got Black Bolt and you got Medusa, who are really at odds now because, I mean, they basically had a falling out that's not going to be easily reconciled. You know, Black Bolt dropped Adeland out of the sky, right?
Yeah.
And then Medusa had to come in and kind of pick up the pieces with these people, and Black Bolt's gone. So she's none too happy with that that mute guy anyway. But yeah. So Deadpool #2 was out this week as well. Just a lot of fun in this series so far. It's been an interesting way, you know, they kind of picked up the storyline from where the last one sort of left off, but not really, because he's actually got like a whole army of Deadpools working for him across the world.
Yeah.
Because now that he's an Avenger, he wants to make sure Deadpool's out there, but he's got like this Deadpool Corps or whatever going around doing all kinds of stuff for him as Deadpool. And it's almost like, there's a character.
What's in Uncanny Avengers where they kind of explain all that.
Yeah, of what he's doing. Yeah, yeah. And in Deadpool 2, it's all carrying over. So it's pretty interesting.
Cool.
What's next here? I don't think you got this.
#1.
Oh, I didn't pick that up. Was it good? You didn't read
I don't
it?
know. I haven't read it.
But is it Kitty Pryde?
No, it's actually him. And this one looks like it's like a flashback backstory. I'm not even sure really what's going on, but it's like a young Peter Quill potentially or something. I don't know.
Hey, see, I don't know that I like what they're doing with the Guardians right now.
Just
you know,
until he figures out whatever's doing with Spartax and gets back with the team. Yeah. Yeah. Where's that?
issue 2, Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, I mean, I like Kitty Pryde. I wish she'd kept her cosmic ability because that was freaking awesome. But yeah, and I mean, so they've got the thing still, but he's now Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
you know, as long as Groot's in it and Rocket's in it, I'll still keep getting it. But I'm just not as excited now. I love this series. Groot is awesome. I really, really like this. Did you get this? No.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Who's writing this right now? Jeff Loveness is writing it, and it's been an excellent series. It's really, really good. Holding on.
Keeping with the Guardians of the Galaxy theme, Venom Space Knight.
I didn't pick that up either. I saw it, but I just opted not to get it.
No, and that's what you have to do with all these crazy #1s from Marvel. Is you pick the ones that you like, you know?
Yep.
Like, I feel bad because I'll see people at the comic book store and they're looking and they're looking and they're looking and they're like, I don't know which of these #1s to get. Oh, well, people like this book. I'll get this one. Get the one you like.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes you don't know what you like. And that's why one reason we do this show is because I'm hoping we're telling you about some of these books and you're going, whoa, I would never have thought to pick up some book from a company I've never heard of, like Liquid Comics.
Yeah.
You know, doing Coming of Rage. You never would have thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just some really cool stuff out there, not just DC and Marvel, and not just Image. There's a lot of other indie stuff that is definitely worth picking up. So we hope that we're helping you by doing these shows. So we're getting to the end. Yeah. I'm really full.
Yeah, I got 4 more.
Okay, I have 3. So go ahead with yours.
Silk, #1. This is also written by Robbie Thomas, who's doing Venom Space Knight. And I believe he did the previous Silk. So I'm with Silk. I'm not getting Spider-Gwen. I'm done with her, but I'll stick with Silk. Because she's got a cool story going on. Yeah. She's kind of working with Black Cat, trying to figure out stuff about her parents. So I want to see what happens there.
Yeah, I've liked Spider-Gwen. I just read the last issue of Spider-Gwen, #3, I think it was. I don't know. It's an interesting story, but I'm kind of like done with both of them. Web Warriors #1, I did read finally from a couple weeks ago, and I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's like now we have another team that's going all over the multiverse, different places, and doing all kinds of weird things.
Yeah. I don't think that one's going to last long. They're just like they're just hoping that the Spider-Verse fanboys are going to jump on that one, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. It's been interesting. Like this first issue, they came into the cartoon world of like the old Spider-Man cartoon,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was kind of corny and kind of funny the way they did things. And Rhino hit Gwen, and she falls down. And she's like, "That stung." She said, "It didn't hurt. It just stung." And then they're like punching these guys. I'm like, "Whoa, he went down after one hit." Well, then that if you didn't read that first issue, it's a couple weeks ago, so I'm going to spoil it. At the end of this, they go into another world which they have never been to, and well, I take it back. Um, Gwen and May go to this world. It's like an ancient Egyptian world, and they're
Mm-hmm.
eating tacos loco. And they're like, why is it that tacos loco tastes the same in any dimension? But this is the only place you can get something, whatever, to go with it, some kind of Egyptian dish. Anyway, Electro comes busting in, and it's like an Electro Hotep kind of guy, like a Electro Pharaoh guy. And then a whole bunch of other Electros show up. So it's not just spider people traveling the web and doing all these things.
No.
It's Electros too. And they were talking about with the Ox helping us do whatever it is. So there's like Dr. Octopus is doing the same thing. So it could be pretty cool. I think there's some story there that they're building up to that's going to be something interesting.
Yeah.
And I like Spider-Man stuff. I'm going to keep reading that one. The Silk, I can't get back into Silk. I dropped her after I think issue 5 the last time. Spider-Gwen, the story's been interesting. I kind of want to see where that goes. But yeah, she may not hang on another 3 months for me. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
I got New Avengers number 3. Still reading this one just because I like Reed Richards, even the evil Reed Richards. I really don't care so much for the Young Avengers characters, but the Reed Richards, the maker, and everything that he's doing is pretty interesting. So we'll see how this story plays out.
Cool.
Yep.
Black Knight issue number 1.
Oh, see, I didn't even see that one. I might pick that up.
Looks pretty cool.
Who's writing it?
It's like there's like a sub over here. It's like on the side of a hill or something.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It is written by. Maybe they will tell me. Hold on. Frank Thierry?
Thierry? Oh, yeah.
Thierry, yeah. And Luca Piarzi is the artist. So I don't know. I've never heard of the artist before.
Yeah, Frank Thierry is doing. Isn't he doing? One of the Dark Circle comics that I'm reading. I think. I'll have to look at that. Yeah, that's cool.
Very nice.
All right.
This is a cool looking book. So.
Yeah, looks good. I'll have to pick that one up. I got Extraordinary X-Men number 2. Yeah, I don't know.
It's X-Men. I'll stick with
it. For a little while.
Yeah. What was it? There was a really cool page. I don't know. It's still. We gotta find Scott. Where's Cyclops? We gotta find him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
But we get a really cool Sinister.
Yeah, that's cool. He's back. Oh, that was the other thing in what was the one I just read that shoot. I just read it. One of the Avengers maybe?
Mm-hmm.
And Cable's back.
Yeah, that's
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Where is that book? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he shows up at the end. Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome. I was like, all right, Cable's back. And he's like, boy, the Avengers must have been pretty desperate to put Deadpool in. I was like, that's funny. Yeah. So, all right. Last book. Had to pick it up.
Huh?
Yeah, had to pick it up. I mean, just had to. Especially with this cover. This is awesome.
Yep. And I think the inside's awesome.
Oh, and this folds out too. Yep. Yeah, and then there's it's just pretty neat. So we'll see what happens with Jane and that whole thing. Because we know that her being Thor is actually killing her faster than it's doing anything else. So
yeah, because here the cool thing about that I thought was neat was when she becomes Thor, it purges her body of any poisons. So if she just went and had chemo, but then has to become Thor, all of her chemo treatment is purged out of her body.
Gosh. That's awful.
Yeah.
Well, that was a lot of books. My goodness. All right. So as we've done in previous episodes, and because this is a stuffed episode full of wonderful things, we have two books that we would like to give away. I really would desperately like to get them off my desk. DC Comics Bombshells #1 and Lando #1. And I would love to give these away to somebody. So if we can get 10 comments on this video, then we will definitely give these two books away. I'll ship them out to you just as soon as I can. We do have real winners on this show, on all our shows on this channel. So we've sent out all kinds of stuff over the last few months. Love to give you some free stuff. So like, share, subscribe, give us a comment, whatever you want to say. Liked it, didn't like it, love comics, hate Batman, love Batman, whatever.
Yeah.
Say something, and then we'll enter you in the drawing. One of the 10 or however many comments we get will get entered, or will be pulled, and we'll let you know by a response to this comments on the video, and then you just have to email us with your shipping information. We'll ship it right out to you.
Yep.
That's all it takes. So, all right. Well, I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate that. Hopefully you didn't get trampled on Black Friday or injured or maimed anyone. We really hope you went out to your local comic shop today to support them on Local Comic Shop Day, and hope you have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yep. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one.